What's good? Remember to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss an episode. The Draymond Green Show with Baron Davis doesn't happen without you, so please subscribe. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Draymond Green Show with my dog, BD. We got a special episode for y'all today. And even before BD came and made this show special, I would always talk about this guy as someone who considered themselves and think of themselves as a good basketball man, someone who I consider that I look to as one of the most brilliant basketball minds that the game has ever seen. And I spoke about wanting to have him on the podcast. He's a two-time champion, 16-year NBA vet, 4-time NBA All-Star, 2-time NBA All-Defense First Team, 2-time NBA All-Defense Second Team, led the league in assists for 3 seasons, was the steals leader once, one of the best point guards to play the game. And when you keep it too real, they try to say that you're not what you really are. One of the best point guards we've ever seen grace this game.
Ever.
None other than the one and only Rajon Rondo. Welcome to the show, my brother.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that love.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man.
What up, BD?
Hey, BD.
I gotta piggyback off that intro, man. I gotta add some sauce. You know, he is the maestro, the math scientist, the Einstein, the basically the Basquiat of dictatorship. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all, man.
Like the way you orchestrate, just your style, bro. Your style, you're a one-on-one, you're original. You know what I mean? I've been a fan of you since Kentucky. You know, when you got in the league, you was one of the dudes I hated the most because with hate comes admiration.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And I just always watch you play. You know what I mean? Because like the way you orchestrated the game, the way you painted was just I love the way you paint. And as an artist, it was just a joy to watch. So Hall of Famer, I appreciate you being on the show as well, my dog.
Man, I appreciate y'all, man. Like that type of love gives me chills, man, to hear it from the peers, and especially guys I respect, at the utmost. So I appreciate that. Appreciate the love, appreciate the honesty. And let's get it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We appreciate you coming on. Hey, but we all just in our own separate places just finished watching this Boston Celtics Cleveland Cavaliers game. Though, what's your thoughts on these two teams? They, you had the streak going with Cleveland 15-0.
Right.
They going into the defending champ's house. You, who's a champion yourself, you know how it is coming off a championship season. Maybe you drop a couple games here and there, just not locked in.
Right.
And, so then everybody moves on to the next hot thing.
Yep.
That is the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then, you see what happened today. What do you make of what just happened in these two teams as this season play out?
There's levels to it. You know what I mean? The champs knew what time it was at the crib. They wasn't going to allow anybody to come in their crib and, make it hard for them. Kudos to the Celtics, they're being prepared. The only team that's figured it out so far. So other than that, I'm not surprised, they're the team that knocked them off.
BD, what's your thoughts on that game?
The more I watch Cleveland, the more I like them. I just think that they got to just figure out how to make Boston play to their game and their pace. And it's going to be really predicated on, I think, Darius Garland and the way Allen played, Jared Allen. They're going to be the cornerstones of that team, and they're going to be the ones that's going to really take a lot of pressure off of Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley. But, I mean, great matchup when you look at versatility, intensity. But, Boston is a buzzsaw. They hard to guard, bro.
No, for sure. And tonight, what they did show you was at no point in the game were they ever phased. And that's having that chip. It's they coming in here and they think they gonna come in here and do this. These are the games that you get serious for.
Right.
When you're defending the title. You know what I'm saying? And that's a game that they got serious for. Now, if you're the Cavs, I think one thing that you look at how the Cavs finished the game. They finished the game with one big. Their best lineups have two bigs,
Yep.
Ty Jerome finished the game because of what he brings offensively. They don't necessarily trust the Okoros and the Dean Ways offensively against a team like Boston, So when you look at those couple things, I think you have to take a step back and you quickly realize, and not to overreact, but that Cavaliers team is going to quickly realize, like, oh, okay, we just saw that now. That was something different. How we take the next step is how we react to playing a team like that. And so I think overall it's a great matchup, though, that NBA Cup series.
Yeah. That environment, that atmosphere, was a good test for him.
Though, obviously, being the great that you were there, I feel like at one point while you were there, and KG and all those guys had left, you were for sure the best point guard in the league and top 2 or 3 best players in the league while you're there. And then you left, and it wasn't all love. Do you still get the feeling there and get the love there of like that's home for you, or do they not necessarily give you that?
No, they've always given me that. Even after winning a chip with the Lakers, they still welcome me home. A lot of the workers that were there when I was, back in the day, they're still there. So it's all love, family. A lot of great people that work in that organization, for sure.
Man, you are one of the few players to win a championship for the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Lakers.
Well, the Minneapolis Lakers, I'm the only one. The guy who won Minneapolis Lakers in Boston.
But it was only one. So you're the only one.
When they were the Minneapolis Lakers, yeah.
Got it.
It's 2 of us.
All right. So Los Angeles, a Boston championship versus a Los Angeles championship. Can you compare the two?
You can't compare it. You can't compare it honestly because the 2020 we were in the bubble, so we didn't get a parade. So I've only had one parade, and that was the most amazing thing that's happened to me in basketball. Just that type of love and reaction, how to to see a fans. You've seen it this year, but to be a part of it, to get on a duck boat, go on a tour, it was amazing. So that's the only opportunity I got to have a parade. But at that particular time when I won in 2020, my son was in the bubble with me, so that made that moment, that was more special than you winning at 20.
Oh, that's the picture behind you, right?
Yeah.
Yep. That's the picture.
Fire.
That picture was hard, bro. That's one of the most iconic championship pictures in the history to me.
I had no idea. He must have been watching.
So speaking of the bubble, when people try to say, it's a bubble championship is this, as someone who's won a championship in the bubble, someone who's won a championship not in the bubble, how do you compare the two from that aspect of not traveling or being in the bubble, the different challenges or lack thereof, or,
To me, I enjoy the bubble because you get to see the guy every day that you're walking past. You get to see the enemy, and there's no distractions. There's no outside. There's no hotel flights. Everybody's in one room. There's no excuses. It's check ball. Fan. There's no advantages.
Yeah,
it's my best. My 5 against your best 5, and figure it out. And you got to obviously 7 games to figure it out. But I love that concept of we go right to the room, then we go to film. We was able to learn a lot more during that time than I would say if we were able to go home, practice, have other distractions, don't think about the game. But in the bubble, that's all you're thinking about. Obviously, in real life in playoffs, when you're on the road, you go home, you think about the game. But when you're in a bubble, everything, you can go to your boy's room, you can talk about it, and you just got to figure it out on the fly.
And you see your enemy. That's
every time, right.
I mean?
You might bump into him on the elevator. Okay, cool. Right. You know what I mean? We had
That's crazy.
So, eating in the same place, you know what I mean? We had a couple of meetings where, things we weren't gonna play. So we saw each other all the time. Yeah. And I love that feeling.
That's crazy too, because when you play someone in meaningful playoff series, there's naturally a beef created. It's naturally bro, I don't really like you. And you're
third game for sure. You like, man.
Bro, what's I don't like you, bro. It's naturally created. And y'all may see each other somewhere years down the road and be like, man, bro, that was fun or that was crazy. But right after, during that is a beef created, and the years following that, it's like it's a beef, but
Right.
like, bro, I don't like you, man. Like,
Yeah.
because y'all are going after the same thing. And it's
Right.
intense.
Yeah, I loved it. You know what I mean? It was fun to be a part
That's
of
a whole different mind
But-
game.
Yeah.
That's why I love you
Yeah.
and respect you, bro. Because people don't even understand that
Appreciate it.
mind game, bro. Like it's guys, and you know this. It's
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
you
gotta
played
talk about
against
that, though.
in that moment
Yeah.
that didn't understand you were playing that mind game. Like, yeah, bro. Like,
Come on, man. What we doing? When I was telling about how me and Brown was looking at the game, like it was Boston and Miami. And I was like, I got who was at the time? Brad Stevens. He was like, he got spoke. So I was like, we were like I said, mentally we were preparing like to go to war and figure out, okay, I gotta beat this coach, and he's like, I gotta beat this coach. And we knew we had each other's back, whichever route we took. You know what I mean? So that's why we was very confident we was gonna win that bad boy. Even before the bubble, we felt like we was the ones. You know what I mean? We had a hell of a season.
that's crazy.
Man, talk about your mentality, just like the brand you wanted. Like, how did you cook that up? You know what I mean? Like, who did you like growing up, and like, you know, who didn't you want to be like, and who did? You know what I mean?
Crazy thing, BD, I didn't watch basketball growing up.
Wow.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? I didn't watch basketball growing up. I thought I was gonna be an NFL player. You know what I mean? I played football. I was always outside. I was active. I didn't do no TV watching. I didn't watch no local teams. You know what I mean? I didn't watch the Louisville Cardinals. That's why it wasn't a big deal for me to go to Kentucky, because I didn't grow up a fan of anything. So when I picked up the game and I felt like, okay, I was good enough to do it, I locked into it as a goal. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't grow up being like, I want to be an NBA player, grow up. No, not like my son's dreams are. To me, I was just a kid on the street, just having fun, enjoying sports, being active. When it came to that decision, like I said, I was exposed to a different lifestyle. I got introduced to Derek Anderson. He kind of took me on his wing as a mentor. So I'm like, damn, this is how you living, or this is what you're doing every day, waking up? Okay, cool. Then let me work a little bit harder. Then I got introduced to Mike Bibby. Went out to Sacramento for a couple of days, worked out with him. I'm like, damn, this is the life. Okay, cool. Let me get to it. And after that, I kind of just put my hard hat on, and just worked. I was like, shit, I got to figure out how to get this. You know what I mean? This type of lifestyle, these vacations. I mean, just all the means that come with it. So that was the goal of mine. That's how I did it.
How did you know what was right, though, to not watch the game at all and then end up with all the passes and to see the floor the way you see the floor, which is different than just about anybody see the floor? How did you figure that out?
It sounds crazy. I love the game. I played the game. Like I said, I always play with older kids. You know what I mean? I was the youngest on the court. My older brother played, you know, not getting picked up from whatever, just hooping. And then we played growing up. My boys talk about it all the time. We walk in different neighborhoods. We play anywhere, everywhere around the city, and we just hoop. But as far as knowledge of the game, my high school coach, shout out to Doug Bibby, he started breaking the game down to me as a freshman. And I was like, okay, I was frustrated. I hate seeing myself on tape. And I was like, but the tapes was telling the truth. I mean, it was giving me the answer to the test. So I locked into that. And I was like, okay, what can I be great at? You know what I mean? I always wanted to have the answer to the test. Like my older brother taught me everything he knew mathematically. So I wanted to be the first to go to the board and get the answers. That's how I was in basketball. Okay, my coach is telling me just film his answers. So now I go on the court. I know what you're doing before you know what you're doing, in a sense, because of your habits. So I just studied and learned and locked in that way. And just kept it going. Shit. And just learned the game. And I loved it. Like I learned, I'm a sponge. Give me everything you got from all the greats I played with. I'm taking a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then implementing the guys I play with. That's why I love to play with the Cousins and the 80s, because I was getting what I got from Dirk, Kevin, you know what I mean, Shaq, you know, Jermaine O'Neal. I was able to get a lot of great information. And like I said, I always just wanted to soak as much as I could from all of them.
The NFL season's rolling along. The contenders are separating from the pack. The one thing that hasn't changed this season is DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Our friends at the Volume. It's the number one place to bet touchdowns. Fade to the corner of the end zone, running back breaks through the line, gallop 60 yards for a touchdown. They don't care how you get them. They want to bet on touchdowns, and you should at DraftKings, the best place to do it. If you're ready to place your first bet, make it simple. A player scoring a touchdown, just go to DraftKings Sportsbook app, takes 90 seconds, download it, make your pick. Here's a reason. New customers, do a touchdown dance of your own. Bet $5. That's it. And get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Score big. DraftKings Sportsbook, number one place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code Colin, C-O-L-I-N. Got to use the code C-O-L-I-N. Get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins betting just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Like when you came into the league, it's almost like your game went to a whole, like you was cold in college.
Man,
when
the
you
boy
came to
Tubby
the
had
league,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that what it
Get
was?
off me, man. Come on, man. Listen, we had
me breathe, bro. Y'all had a whip.
listen, we had like 3 McDonald's All-Americans.
Yeah.
And we bringing the ball down the court,
Running
4 or
plays.
5 passes. I'm like, what we doing? If we can get up the court and go. I mean, we had some players, but like I said, neither here nor there. I'm where I am today. I'm thankful for it. But like, yeah, we was ready to go, and I needed just the space and let me go. You know what I mean? Play some mistakes. So, but Doc didn't let me do that at first, though.
That's what I was saying. Okay. That's what I was saying. You came in with a chip on your shoulder.
I was disrespected.
Yeah. And on top of that, you had vets. You know what I mean? You had like superstar vets that like, you got to have that, you know what I'm saying, to get their respect. Like, talk about that, man.
But the crazy thing, people ask me that, but I didn't grow up a fan of none of them. I respect all of them to this day, but I didn't grow up a fan of nobody. Like, the big ticket, I know who the big ticket was. You know what I mean? He played in Minnesota. I didn't have cable. We didn't watch TV. They never was on TV.
Wow.
So like, I didn't watch. I seen he got game. I didn't really watch Ray in Seattle, so I didn't know him. So I was never in awe of anybody. It was just like, shit, okay, cool. This is what they do well. This is what I do well. So, and knowing that KG was like, he wanted me to stay, I was like, shit, let's get it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm going to earn their respect, but most more importantly, I just knew what I wanted to be. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be the great. You heard the shit about they can't win with a young point guard. Me and Perk got all the disrespect that year. So I was like, okay, cool. It's motivation. I was supposed to be a bust, 21st pick. You know what I mean? So I got traded to Boston. Thank goodness. That's the way the world works, how life works. So other than that, I was always motivated and I always wanted to prove people wrong. And I love to shut a motherfucker up. You know what I mean? So, that's why I love going on the road and playing. That's just the best thing. It's one of the best feelings.
That's a fact. Shutting that crowd up.
Yeah, man. Watch out.
I heard this story before where your rookie year, you got obviously Ray, KG.
No, not my rookie year.
Second year.
Second year,
you got Ray, KG, Truth.
Yeah.
At that point, you still the young fella. You know what I'm saying? They stars, you still the young fella. And I heard there was a point very early in that season where you had to stop and like all three at one time check them and try to fight them.
Hell no, I ain't try to fight all three of them at one time.
Like just more so like letting them know, like, I understand who y'all are. Like, not necessarily like, yo, I'm trying to fight y'all all at once, but I understand who y'all are, but there's a level of respect to be had here too.
Nah, it was never no synergy like that between us, really. The stuff you hear about maybe, me and Ray or whatever, other than that, but like, nah, KG was from the first time we played, we came in early because we were focused on winning championships. We came in like maybe 3 weeks before training camp started.
Okay.
First pickup, he's yelling, screen, screen, screen. I'm like, damn, you know what I mean? It's a night and day difference. He in the paint. So now I feel more comfortable being able to get into the ball. I ain't got to do this, but I got a nigga behind me talking, you know what I mean, telling me what's going on communication-wise. Yeah. So we've always had a great rapport. I mean, we butt heads just like damn near with all my teammates, but at the same time, it's all love. And for him, he was the one that held me accountable. When I fucked up, he was like, hey, young fella, like, that ain't it. Or if he'd be like, you know what, you got a point, stand on that. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like, he would still teach me the ropes, but also hold me accountable and not let me get away with the bullshit. Other times I may have gotten away with certain things. So
that's fire. So KG, you would say KG is your vet?
No, I went to all universities. Paul Pierce University, Ray Allen University, and Ticket University. So yeah, I got traveled in all of them. So it was fun.
What was Paul Pierce University like?
Ooh, Paul Pierce. Man, you see his show? Shit, he's a wild boy. But see, the first couple years dealing with Paul, man, he was tough. Like I said, first year, Paul left. He got hurt, and he got out on us. Yeah. I mean, he took all back to LA. So it was a brief interaction with him my first year. But then, like I said, he got around Kevin. But I feel like they all meshed well. And one thing they did great was it was sacrifice. You know what I mean? That was like, egos were aside or wasn't about who got the biggest contract. And to me, KG sacrificed the most. And I think he had made the most at the time. You know what I mean? So he was always took the back seat, let them get their shit off. Then he'd be like, hey, bring that bitch down here. You know what I mean? So that's when he would chop it to me. But other than that, he was willing to sacrifice set screens no matter what. You know what I mean? Stand and pick and roll longer. That was the type of one of my greatest, the best team I probably ever played with for sure.
Wow, that's crazy. So just as a leader, KG in a different stratosphere.
Different. I mean, his mindset, the way he approaches the game, his focus, like his discipline, his day-to-day routine. Like it's like him, and I would say Bron are like the most strict on teammates I've ever played with that do everything always the same. Like it's a hell of an experience to like to see that and be a teammate of that.
Man, dope. We got on and you mentioned you had an exam today. Like exam. You say you're going back to school. Talk to us about that. What inspires you to go back? At this point, you've had a successful career. You've made money. Your focus is your son and helping him reach his dreams. But yet you back in school taking classes to get your degree. What drove you to do that, and how is it going?
Oh, it's going well. I'm back at the University of Kentucky. Get my degree in human communications. I would say I try to make a lot of checklists. And certain goals of mine, I always want to check them off. And right now, I've been fortunate to say my life is kind of a completed checklist, so I had to add more goals. And that was one that, like I said, I left school sophomore year in Kentucky, decided to go pro, obviously. And then my academic advisor, shout out to Mike Stone, he'd been telling me to come back years after years. And I'm like, I'll get there when I get a chance. So me retiring, I had a lot of downtime. And I can't sit around and be the Uber dad all day long because the kids got to go to school. So I'm like, shit, while they going to school, I could be learning and growing too. And I was like, you know what? I want to graduate before my daughter graduates college. So we'll probably graduate actually at the same time next spring. So I'm looking forward to doing that.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I love learning. I love learning. I want to continue to grow. That's it, you know.
Yeah.
Though you got a daughter about to graduate college?
No. She's graduating high school.
I was about to say, man.
Nah, hell no. I ain't started 14.
I'm like, damn. I'm like, how old are you, my dog?
Yo. I know niggas start getting to it early.
No, she's 17. She's a senior here in Kentucky. Yeah. Going to Bama volleyball. So, yeah.
Man, congratulations. So with school, you know, and now getting your degree, like what's life like after basketball? What's some of the things you into, you know, now that you retired?
It's been peaceful, man. You know, I'm newlywed. So I got married about 5 months ago. So, you know, I'm just enjoying life. Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Finally built, moved into the crib, like I said, educating myself. Spent a lot of time with the family. He's been, like I said, AAU coach. Just living life, man. Like I said, learning. I'm actually been messing with your boy Doc out there in Milwaukee a little bit, just kind of learning from him, like from some internship.
Yeah, go ahead. Hey,
go ahead, BD. Go ahead, BD.
That was a joke.
Oh, shit. Hey, woo, hit the button, Doc. Shoot Rondo right to the top. Man, would you go please save your coach, man? I thought she was over there full time. You need to go say hey,
I got the kiddos, man. Nah, man, they you know, a couple these calls these year, man, they ain't helped them. They done been a victim of about 3 of them.
Hey, Draymond, like even Rondo won't go. Even Rondo won't go. Even Rondo won't go. You come on, man. You can't have a coach all in the videos, all in the commercials. Come on,
hey, man. Hey, that's my first win. That boy got my first chip, man.
But sure, y'all did that though. You did that. You know what I mean?
But listen, it's my philosophy though, BD. I get that a lot though. But my thing is, if you got the talent, why don't you do that? He can't play for you. I ain't making an excuse for him, but I'm like, there were times in the huddle where he'd be like, look, if y'all on the same page, y'all do y'all thing. So it wasn't like
totally.
Maybe he's used to, you know, people being able to manipulate and do their own thing, but he's had some great teams and they came short, obviously. But I felt like it was always on us regardless. That's a talent. And then for me personally, with the guidance from everybody around me, I was like, we can figure this out 4 times before you beat us 4 times.
Yeah, I mean, you're a genius. You know what
I'm saying? I'm a sponge.
You know what I mean? Not everybody is DNA to learn. Some people have like incredible star power and incredible basketball playing capabilities, but there's like 2 levels of trying to learn the entire DNA. You know what I mean? And think like a coach, be more than a coach. And I think like you need that coach to be able to like at least push you in that direction. You got that gift, bro. You got a wizard bag. You know what I mean? Like you was a baby wizard already. You already had that. You know what I mean? KG had that. But a lot of times the coach got to be able, to set that buffet and say, look, these are all the other things that you can be capable of.
Though you said I got the kiddos. So does that mean you would never full-time coach until like your kids graduate?
No, what I want to do though is be here for my daughter's senior year. So that was a big emphasis. Like, you know what I mean? My son, he just turned 13 a couple days ago. So I'm okay with him. You know what I mean? I have him enough. But like I said, I just want to be there for my daughter's senior year, all the prom, the homecoming. She loves the party. So I gotta be here.
You got that prom party. Yeah. That's gonna be whoo. That's going up. That's going
She's
up.
prepped me enough for us. Got the boys outside. So
coaching is ultimately what you want to do, though.
1,000%. And I want to mess with the front office too. You know what I mean? Like I want to do some internship. I'm gonna call Danny eventually. One of my guys that believed in me from day one. So just like I said, the guys in the front office want to get around and pick their brain, see it from that side. But I definitely love teaching the game. And I would love to win it, from both GM and a coach.
Moving to another franchise that you won a championship with. You got a young coach, guy who you played many of your years in the NBA with, possibly college. Y'all probably played against each other in college. You got young JJ Redick, young in the coaching world, taking over the Lakers. What do you make of the job he's done? And what do you ultimately think he becomes as a head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers?
I think he's done a hell of a job. Obviously getting 80 back to what we know he's capable of playing of. First and foremost, you want your best player to be at an all-time high, believing in you, very confident. And then you hear the comments in the media. Obviously everything is going to translate to wins, but at the same time, he's got the captains there. Bron. Obviously they have a great rapport already. So just having that grace and understanding, he's able to coach him as well, I think. You've seen a couple of times where they show JJ might have getting on Bron, which, he's not combative in that matter, but he's able to be coachable. And with him able to doing that, stand his ground, the players see that. And I think that's allowing them to be like, okay, we believe in this guy.
Yeah.
I look forward to the day you're ready to make that jump, because don't give me the assistant coach stuff. Don't give me the you need
press
to
the button.
You need to go through
button.
this. You need to go through that, and you don't have the experience. Don't give me that. Nah, I don't want to hear that, because what they do know is Rondo is one of the greatest basketball minds to grace the NBA. Rondo is an NBA champion already, right?
Sure.
Rondo is an all-star. Rondo is all defense, and he got the mind. He watched more film, and if you know anything about the NBA and the inner workings, Rondo watched more film than the coaches watch already as a player. So I just don't want to hear when Doe is ready to take that leap and he looking for a job. He's not looking for an assistant coach job. He's looking for a head job, because JJ's doing it. He's showing you that it's possible.
Right.
And we know how smart Rondo is. So I don't want to hear it.
Give me some pieces. We gonna crack. You know what I mean? That's all I need. I got the blueprint. Just give me the pieces.
Are you struggling to find the right candidates? Maybe you're juggling the demands of running your business and hiring. Whether you need to fill a position yesterday or are trying to find someone with the perfect skills, hiring can be tough. I get it. And let's face it, it's hard to keep everything running smoothly when you're busy sorting through resumes. Thankfully, there's a place you can go for help: ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter does the work for you to make hiring fast and easy. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Draymond. ZipRecruiter is the hiring site that employers trust the most, according to G2. How quickly does ZipRecruiter get your job in front of the right candidates? Instantly. Plus, their powerful matching tech helps you find top talent fast, saving you both time and money. Experience faster, easier hiring with ZipRecruiter. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/Draymond right now to try it for free. That's the same price as a genuine smile from a stranger, a picture-perfect sunset, or a cute dog running up to you and licking your hand. Try it for free at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/Draymond. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/Draymond. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And also staying on topic and speaking of the Lakers, obviously you played with AD again, who you had balling in New Orleans. And when you're with the Lakers, AD has his best time with the Lakers. No surprise there. But also playing with Bron. You spoke a little bit about it earlier, but just talk to me about like going through the season as A, two alphas, B, two guys who, I mean, who knows which one of y'all smarter? It's not even a who's smarter. It's number one,
Yeah.
like the level of y'all brain, like from a basketball standpoint, there is no 1A or one, that's just here. How was that experience with your resume and the respect that you have? Because Bron know you got a basketball mind.
Yeah.
And you're coming into the squad. What was that experience like along the way, going through the season? As you know, you growing to win a championship.
Right,
you don't win
right.
a championship in June. You win a championship in January, and growing through that. What was that experience like for y'all two as the savants that y'all are?
It was a great moment. We played together before, but it was a time where, I knew my role at the time. You know what I mean? So, we're two albums, but at the same time, I pride myself on being a star role player. You know what I mean? Like, I knew my role. I wasn't the big dog on any teams I've ever played for. So for me, I fell in line. I knew what it was. You know what I mean? It wasn't no ego beating the chest. It was like, okay, I'm gonna have an opinion, which he always respected it, along with the coaching staff. So it was always just a hell of a line of respect that we have for each other. At the end of the day, he's playing, 40 minutes. I'm playing 26 maybe, you know what I mean? So, like I said, at the end of the day, it's all about winning. And I was always trying to do the best to figure out the five that should be on the floor or, who should be in rotation at the end of the game, whatever the team or the staff needed me to be at that particular time. That's the role I try to play. Because in the bubble, I was out for 6 weeks. I broke my thumb.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the dope thing was Frank Vogel, shout out to the homie again, he allowed me to get into all the coaches' rooms. So I'm understanding again I'm on the championship coaching staff basically. The 6 months I'm rehabbing in LA, then I come back, when we play Houston and how we were able to adjust from not playing the big, the 7-footers, JaVale and Dwight at all in the Houston series, and then we playing them against Jokic. So it was like being able to be in that locker room, being able to be in those meetings while I was gone, I was still able to stay in tune and talk with the team and understand. And they knew when I came back that it was up from there because, like I said, it was always the greater good of the team that we were always striving to be.
Speaking of JaVale and Dwight, they've been very outspoken about that team being broken up too soon. What was your take on that? Do you think the Lakers ultimately moved on too soon or where y'all could have done more? Or do you think that's just what it was? That team was going to win a championship and it kind of capped there?
Nah, I definitely don't think it capped there.
Okay.
Again, you win a championship, you feel like you have the blueprint. And you got to run it back to see if anybody has figured it out before you do, crack the code. So I feel like we're a really deep team. Like I said, we're able to adjust. We've been through 7-game series. We've been battle tested. So, I think we're able to hit the button next year and figure out how to win it again. Like I said, everybody's feeling good. Bron's still playing now. So, you know what I mean? Like, AD was coming off one of his best seasons. Like I said, that confidence going back into the bubble, you have the same type of guys going to war with you. It's just a psychological thing that you understand versus a couple of guys that ain't here. And a lot of teams, that's what comes in front office or where they come into play. It's like you feel like you can plug and play with certain guys, but that year nobody was breaking the bank. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it was, but it is maybe here or there. They got me another 2 years, so hey.
Yes, they did.
I wasn't even gonna play after that.
You mentioned LeBron still playing. Just talk about, you play with him twice, in your career. Like, what has impressed you the most about him, and especially with what he's doing now?
Man, I told you, I've never seen nobody take care of their body like him. Rest and diet. I mean, the little cliche things, like all the things he does. I mean, the way he lifts, the way he goes at the weight room, he attacks the weight room, the way he attacks his own court, off the court workouts. Like, he's a professional. And again, if you spend that type of money on your body, and and when no one's looking or no one's watching, you're still doing the right thing, you're able to stay and have a longevity, a career like he's having. Not dropping the 4 triple doubles in a row, things like that. I mean, obviously, he's arguably the greatest player of all time. So for me, I just seen it every day on his regimen. He was very disciplined, and he goes over and beyond what the average or even what some of the great NBA players have done that I've seen.
Not only that, the skill, you know what I mean, the knowledge, and the know-how, you know what I mean, just makes him super upper echelon. You know what I mean? It's that discipline that take you to a whole nother level.
Because these young guys coming in more athletic, more explosive, and he's still able to manipulate the game, get to his spots. And I feel like he's outsmarting everybody. Obviously, him and Steph doing the same thing. You know what I mean? Draymond's doing the same thing. So the game comes
Yep.
easier.
And then I know you pride yourself on defense. You know what I mean? My boy Draymond, I'm campaigning for him for Defensive Player of the Year.
Right, absolutely.
Just to let everybody know that's my dog. I'm rocking with him, right? For your criteria of Defensive Player of the Year, what would the main qualifications be to be considered for that accolade?
I'm starting to like analytics, but I'm a game watcher as well. You know what I mean? I'm a field guy, so a lot of things come into play. Obviously, statistical categories, plus minuses on the floor, being able to switch 1 through 5, um, how you affect the ball. Maybe not even being around the ball, you're still affecting it. I mean, whether it's your communication, there's a lot of factors for me. So there's not a lot of guys that can do that. I mean, you got to be able to play in the playoffs.
Yep.
He's got to be able to have impact on the game without even scoring. And that's what I think a guy like myself, a guy like what Draymond does, put you up there for Defensive Players of the Year.
We used to always argue about the MVP, and the MVP is just an offensive category, and Defensive Player of the Year never gets held with the same weighted value as an MVP. I wanted to get your take on that too.
Yeah, 1000%. A lot of, like I said, it's always usually bigs. Obviously, they're rim protectors. But I mean, there's so many different ways, and it's not just steals. Because how many times are you giving up points when you gambling? You know what I mean? So it's just like steals can be. You can be on the worst team in the league, lead the team in steals. You make all first team all defense.
Yeah.
But you probably lead the league in backdoors or gamble points scored off a gamble. So it just depends on how you look at it. You know what I mean? It's a different factor for me.
Speaking of you playing with the Celtics, playing with the Lakers, one part of your career that I'm extremely interested in hearing about is your years with the Pelicans, or year with the Pelicans, where you had AD playing at MVP level. You had DeMarcus playing at top 5 MVP level.
Who was that shot?
You Jrue. Y'all got Jrue.
Yeah, Jrue. Right, we had Jrue.
Clamp, right? You getting 20 assists some nights, 22 assists, 24 assists, and watching you do that.
Let me tell you about that team, though. And, of course, y'all knocked us off. But that beginning of that year, Alvin Gentry was the coach. Chris Finn was the offensive coordinator. And at first, it didn't work. Me, Cuz, Jrue, 80 on the court didn't work. I needed the ball. They needed the ball in a certain sense. So I was on the bench for a while. And then once Cuz got hurt, that's when I got inserted. But before then, what I loved doing my job was I wasn't playing. So I was like, okay, cool. I had Cuz, 80, which is 2 guys I love playing with. Like I said, I was giving everything that I got poured down to me from all the great vets, part forwards. Then I had one of my favorite teammates all the time, Jrue Holiday, on the court. So I was like, okay, I took a backseat role. Like, let me try to coach this. So instead of Cuz and 80, because at first they both trying to score 50.
Yeah.
I'm like, Cuz, manipulate the game by scoring 25. Let 80 get to 50. You go for 20, 20, and 20. You know what I mean? Like, go crazy a different way. Both y'all getting 50 won't allow us to win games because now y'all fight. Now, if you become the facilitator, now he's running the delay. He's running stuff out of elbow action, making playmaking, because that's what he was really good at that particular time. He's gonna go out. He's gonna have a big slow guy on him, and 80's gonna have the agile wing. So it's like then he had Jrue Holiday. So them learning how to play 3-man together, manipulate the game, and we was on a roll. He got hurt towards Achilles.
Yeah.
Then that's when I got inserted. I was like, shit, okay, cool. Who are my weapons? So I took care of I took heat of Nico Mirotic, E'Twaun Moore, you know what I mean? Guys made me better, like shot makers, AD, lob threat, Jrue Holiday. The pistol action that people run, me and Jrue used to kill that action. The small guard pick up, step up. We playing pick up the first couple of days in New Orleans. He stepped up. I'm like, what the hell is this? I think he came. I forgot where he got it from, but it might have been y'all. But he got it and perfected it. It was, and I threw the pass. I was able to hit that pass easy. So it was like the stuff like that. Like I said, that team chemistry, where he was able to go into Portland with that mindset. even before the playoffs started, Jrue and I were like, who you want? It was either between Dame and CJ or
Man,
James and Chris Paul. And
Yeah.
and like I said, it was either way. Like, we didn't really care what the smoke was, but it was smoke either way we went.
Yeah.
Then we went to Portland, obviously took care of business, and then we ran into them boys. And we just didn't have enough, man.
Yeah.
We didn't have enough.
That was
I mean, with DeMarcus, with DeMarcus out, it would have been different. I mean, we would have won, but
I got nah. Y'all know y'all wouldn't have. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, this is a true story. Never told the story. So I'm trying to get the first play of the game. I'm trying to get AD to bow you. Trying to get him to bow you, set the tone off the drip. Didn't happen. Something happened. You end up bowing us, and I'm just like, fuck. They hit that. That was the first strike. I mean, like, it was on, and that, like I said, y'all took care of business 4-1 or whatever. But yeah, I was trying to get him to get you from the jump. But if I had Cuz, wouldn't have had to tell Cuz that.
He would have did it for sure.
Cuz would have really, you know what I mean? That's why I feel like we might have got you, who's bigger than y'all. Like I said, I'm trying to go through KD. I'm trying to go through everybody, front line. Of course, we got to deal with the boys running around. But if we can get y'all two up out of there, shit, y'all the anchor.
Yeah, that's for sure. You know what's crazy? If AD would have did that, it probably would have caught me so far off guard. Like,
No.
I wouldn't have been expecting it.
It'll woke you up. Oh, man. It'll woke him up.
I'm sitting here right now.
I'm
I'm sitting here right now trying to think, how would I have reacted then? Like, I don't know how I would have reacted,
so
bro.
hot. You would have got him back.
He might have stole off on him, and now you got 3 games. And we on the next round.
No, Jay would have
unexpected.
definitely got him back. He would have slammed him something. He was like,
I probably would have reacted right in the moment. Who knows what I don't know what I would have been. Man,
oh, man.
Thank you, AD. I appreciate you, brother. Man, and obviously your career, we've talked about that. I think that's beautiful. But my nephew, he's 13. His name's TJ Walton. Trav's son. He's 14 now. Well, he's about to turn 14 in a couple of days. TJ and your son, they right around the same age. So I follow the scene.
Okay.
Like, TJ been training with me since he was like 7 or 8 years old. Like,
okay.
So I'm well invested. Like, that's my nephew. Mm-hmm. I'm like Trav allows me to be like a second father to him. Like, that's how close me and Trav are. And Trav went overseas as soon as TJ was born. So when TJ was born and he was like literally baby, Trav's wife, like if she needed somebody to do something, TJ, I'll be with TJ. Like, and Trav was overseas. So our relationship is different. I pay attention to the scene. Your young fella, he got some game.
Hey, nice.
What is it like going through this journey with him now from your perspective of how you grew up was just going to the park, going here, going there, and hooping. And now I always talk about nowadays, your son is actually the prototypical NBA player. It's an NBA player son, or like the days of a Rajon Rondo coming from Louisville, a Baron Davis coming from Inglewood, a Draymond Green coming from Saginaw, Michigan, those days are over. That kid now who had a dream to make it out, he's way too far behind because Rajon Rondo's son has been getting the training since he was 8 years old, 7 years old by his dad. He know what to do with the body. He know what to do with the nutrition. So the kid in the hood in Saginaw or Louisville or Inglewood, they so far behind now that they can't make it anymore. What do you make of just being on this journey with him? What's it like training with him? And just as you see it from your vantage point now.
Steve, what I pride myself on, even with my foundation work, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like what I'm from the city, like we don't have a lot of big time celebrities, we don't have a lot of famous people. So for me, my team, my AU teams, I got some of them kids, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I feel like I want kids in my program to use me as a resource to get to where they want to be. I mean, just being able to be, exposed to certain things while I take them on trips. I might take them in the locker room. A couple years ago, back and took them to the Dallas Mavericks locker room to, just to dream big. Mm-hmm. And my son has these things. So for me, it's hard to try to keep him humble and understand, like, what it takes to work and what it takes to get to this level that isn't just given to you. Bigger obstacles. And for him, like you said, the way we grew up was different. I was able to play basketball nonstop left and right. He has to pretty much schedule his workouts when he plays because you can't just, nowadays, since COVID, kids, you can't go down the street and play basketball. So you got to kind of organize for them to play this random pickup. And that's what we've done the last couple of months. But again, like you said, I don't have resources to do that. Like other kids don't. So the kids that aren't being able to play basketball with just some random kids at that age, how do they get better? How do they judge where they're going to be? And then obviously it takes them long to get to the goal. But with him, we just work, man. Like I said, I try to teach him the different responsibilities, not on and off the court. He's a great student. And like I said, just, value and understand and respect each opponent. You got a big target in your back, but what I love to do is I love the targets. I gun for the targets. And again, people's going to be gunning for him, but you put the work in, you can't cheat the game. And he's learning that. He's young. I don't want him to, like I said, he's playing football too. You know what I mean? I want him to encourage him to play all different sports because I don't want him to burn out. And I thought, again, until I was maybe 14, 15, I thought I was going pro in football. Yeah. And then I switched over, had a better relationship with my high school basketball coach. And then I started love for that. And then that's when I went that route. So he's pretty good in a couple different sports. So I don't want him to box himself in. But if you want to play basketball, cool. I just need to learn how to manage his money. That's it.
My son 10, and he play football. I've been trying to crack the code with him, in basketball. But I think right now, at 10 years old, he like, all right, football is my thing. But I'm just trying to hey, bro, all the great football players play basketball.
Right.
Like, as a dad, the pushback early, like, how do you set them up for that structure for basketball? You know what I mean? I feel like football easy because you just throw them out there, they're going to figure it out. But basketball is different,
Yeah, it's definitely different. Simpler, just kind of just watching the games with him, seeing what he like. I never forced him. He started off swimming. He did piano, so just giving him different things. His sister did tennis, so we kind of just, thank God we have these type of resources that I was able to expose him to different things that he wanted to possibly play. And obviously, come to the games with me, being in the bubble, that kind of just persuade him to kind of like, okay, getting to hang out in the locker room, see LeBron, talk to certain guys from the game. So I feel like he just kind of naturally fell in love with it.
Yeah, he's nice, dog. He's super
all
nice.
right, man. We got so much work to do, man. He got so much work to do.
Hey, Rondo Jr. is nice. Monte Ellis Jr. is nice too. Hey, all the juniors, the juniors.
That's the next up. That's the next up, man. It's very interesting. Do you ever, as someone with a junior, I go back and forth sometimes. Like, man, shit. I love that he's DJ. Like, I love, that he go by DJ. Yeah. He don't really go by Draymond, right? But I love that he's a junior. But sometimes I go back and forth like, damn, did I do him a disservice? Do you ever have those thoughts of like, man, I named my son a junior?
I do go from time to time. Like, I love it. I wouldn't change it, but we call him Pierre. You know what I mean? Okay. He kind of, he wants to have his own identity, which I completely understand. Right. He goes by P or Pierre, so... I let him, do his own thing. I just let him get an Instagram, so I let him pick his own name. He didn't put Junior on there.
So what's his name?
It's still I can't give it out yet.
Perfect. Yeah, don't give it out on here. I'll ask you that offline. Don't give it out on here for sure. I'll ask you that offline.
Be flooded. He gonna be
we ain't trying to flood him.
Gonna be like, man, what?
We ain't trying to flood him.
Yeah. Nah, soon though. We soon gonna flood it, but it's all.
I ain't got much left, but I must mention something I heard over the summer. I got married August 14, 2022. I know you just got married. Congratulations. Shout out to Diane Valentine.
Man. Shout out to Miss Valentine.
Woo,
yes, sir.
Go.
She knows how to do it. I'm telling you.
Listen here.
Thank you.
Diane Valentine.
Y'all inspired us. And then we went, we had to stay without, So
she told me, she said, Draymond, by the way, I saw her, I was at the private suite about to fly to LA. I saw her landing back a week after your wedding. And she like, we just got back. I was like, y'all just got back. I saw everybody over at the wedding a week ago. She like, yeah, Draymond, like, you got to close this stuff out. You got to do this. You got to do that. She was like, but I'm going to tell you, Draymond, Rajon made sure y'all didn't outdo them.
Nah, she still sending me invoices. I said, lady, get on my.
Yes, sir.
It was. We had a time, yo. We had a motherfucking time, yo. Blessings, yo. It was.
I'm already knowing. I saw videos from y'all wedding, which was like, yo, that wedding looked lit.
And y'all set the tone though.
Bro, that was
she
the
showed us y'all
weekend.
wedding. I was like, ooh, listen, she's amazing, yo. She is an amazing woman. A couple of my teammates hit me like, who did this? I'm like, all right now. Miss Valentine.
The crazy thing is, though, she's so great at managing the budget. Who killed me was my wife.
That part.
That Diane, she's so strict on. She keep coming back to me looking like she keep coming back to me with this look on her face, like, and she keep coming back with this look, and the whole time is Hazel. And Hayes she killing me. And Diane, she like, Draymond, I know I told you the budget is, but I know you said the budget is this, and we said we work in it. But she wanted to do this, and she wanted, but the things were so great, bro. I couldn't say no.
How can you say no? How could you say no? It's one time. It's it. Ain't never doing it ever again. Like, it's it. It was hard to say no. And her and my wife, I mean, they like this. It's like great mentor for her. Like I said, she's been there, done it all. Like, great lady, great. I mean, she's a monster. Yo. Great role model.
Incredible. Hey, fellas, listen. If y'all out there getting married, I know some of y'all are. If you want to see the video, or some pictures of a wedding, we got 2 of them for y'all to see.
Man, what? We vouching.
And I've been to some weddings that are with some of the highest name wedding planners,
craziest budget.
And man, the weddings look like nothing.
Right.
And they not that fun.
It's taste, bro. You gotta have taste.
Hey. So I'm just telling y'all, young fellas, y'all out there
getting married. Netflix, man. I'm telling you, it was crazy.
It was a movie. And looking back on it, both of us should have.
Yeah, for sure.
It was a movie.
I'm telling you, if you want to have a good time and a great looking wedding and a memory for a lifetime, if you want your stuff to be bland and bleak, then don't mess with Diane, because your stuff gonna look right, it's gonna feel right, it's gonna be right. If you out there just looking for the big name, go on with something.
That ain't it.
Man, stop hanging with rich people because they food be nasty. That's what That's why I had to cut my rich friends off. That food be nasty as hell, Rondo.
I'm eat before I get over there. Fuck that.
Yeah, you already lying. Some olives and shit, man. Give me some food.
I'm hungry.
Hey, I got one more before we get out of here. When you look at the game of where it is now, and like you know the trend of where it's going, as opposed to where it was when you first came in, say your first 5 to 7 years in the league, the overall IQ of basketball, do you see the IQ back then being higher, or the IQ where it is today with guys today being higher?
That's a great question. You're still in it. I've been out 3 years, but it hasn't been too long. But at the same time, I feel like maybe guys back then focus more, I guess. There's a lot more distractions now off the court, social media. Like, back then we didn't have social media. So we were kind of pretty much more locked in the sense of, even like I said, certain teams for me, like after we lost, or not if we lost, but when we were with the Celtics, after every game, we'd be in the training room, we'd be, Ray, the big 3, myself, and a couple other guys always talking game plan strategy, how we lost, why we lost, why we won. I mean, it's type of vice versa. So that was just kind of the thing, like, and it carried over like to a lot of different teams I played for, but that was the one that stood out the most. Like, we were always intact and we were always communicating and figuring out right away how we could have made adjustments throughout the game.
Yeah. Do you think that is all a byproduct of how many adults was in the room then and how many young guys? Like, there's no vets now?
No, that's what it is. And it was a important point in my career. I think maybe you're like maybe 12 or 10, 11 for me. And all my homies was gone. It was like, damn, the league don't want the vets no more. Like I said, they don't appreciate them teaching them how to be a man, how to do, how to conduct business on and off the court, not just to be yes man. So for me, that was a big wake up call for me. Like they ain't playing with y'all old fellas because they trying to get you out of there so they can have people. To me, I thought they could control or people that can manipulate more to just say yes everything they tell them what to do versus how to be a pro, what to do the right things and when to insert this or when to ask questions. So it was just my difference of opinion and thinking that wasn't the idea. They should have kept me in the locker room.
Man, I feel like they pushed the vets out for younger coaches that was the same age,
Bingo,
thinking
right.
that they can do the same thing. But it's just a difference and a level of respect when somebody get out there and can really get down. People see you playing the finals. People see you playing the playoffs. You got legacy. And so when you replace that with coaching, you know what I mean? You don't get the sauce, you don't get the ism, and you don't get the growth. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And
Like,
let me add one more thing, B. Not to cut you off, but that's what, to me, like I can speak for, it's what Sam Cassell came in for. You know what I mean? Like he was playing. T. Lue came in. Like those guys, the bridge connectors, the guy that would ever teach me, okay, this is cool, this ain't cool. Just kind of what I told you what KG did for me. So like those point guards, the Stephon Marburys, like they brought those vets in for me to show me the ropes. And I took, like I said, a lot of from everybody. And they was in my area. You know what I mean? They was giving me the game. So let me get it. All of them. I buy with all my teammates. I say Eddie House, Posey. I mean, I got all the game and I just try to soak it up.
That's what's up, man.
Hey, that's so
shout out to you,
bro.
man. Hall of Famer, point guard. You know what I mean?
Boys.
You one of the realest. You one of the realest to do it, man.
I'm gonna be out in LA soon. Get on the show. Get live with it.
Come on now.
No doubt. That's love, man. Basketball savant champion. Much love and respect, man. Appreciate you, brother.
Love,
have a good one. Stay healthy, my dog.
Yes, sir. Right. Thank you, bro.
My guy. Congrats on school too.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. I'm almost done. Yeah.
Let's go.
As a player, bro.
Alrighty, bro. I got you.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Go take Doc job too.
Ah.
I'm getting the game from him, man. My guy.